Kriss.
Yes.
The world has voted on their favorite monster a couple days ago, last week, actually.
Yeah.
Last week on March 11th was the 20th anniversary of Monster Hunter. We've got ourselves the tier maker. That's what it's going to do. It's going to make a lot of people cry. It's gonna bring a lot of tears because I'm sure people are going to absolutely disagree with us and tear us apart in the comments for not picking their favorite monster. I think we should rank them on how their fights go. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get that.
So we got all the generations here. We got 1st gen, 2nd gen, 3rd gen, 4th gen, and 5th gen. And I guess we'll start with the king, the flagship, Rathalos. What say you to this?
Rathalos is a classic. A lot of fun, obviously. I think in many people's playthroughs and everything, he's definitely a bit of a hill to climb, a bit of a wall to get past. He's not the best, though. I'd say mid-tier, high mid-tier, so I'd say like a B.
Now, are you basing this on like the 1st gen fight, or are you basing this on because he's been in every single game?
I personally started with 4U, so I've not played anything before that. He's good, not great, as far as just strictly fighting mechanics and how he works and everything.
Yeah.
He's definitely made to be that sort of first wall and this is like the introduction to the tougher monsters and everything. So I would definitely say B tier for me. What do you think?
I am in agreement, because I think about that first encounter with him in 1st gen. He is definitely super intimidating. The first time you encounter him is when you are sent to retrieve an egg in the 1st gen.
Okay, yeah.
So that's your first introduction to Rathalos. And
good old egg quests.
Yeah, I definitely don't think he's average. He is definitely loved. But as far as the fight goes, it is kind of whatever fight. I'm really glad that they used him in World to have that little nest where you can lure other monsters and he'll come by and be like, what the hell are you doing here? And start helping you out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're right. B sounds correct. Claps in the chat for Rathalos, making it to B tier. Now we got Azure Rathalos, which I did not know was a flagship.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I guess he is because he's the G flagship.
Oh, okay, yeah. Gotcha.
So regular Rathalos is Monster Hunter and Monster Hunter Freedom. And then Azure Rathalos is Monster Hunter G, which for us would be called Ultimate, but they never brought that to us.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Azure Rathalos. I didn't get to really fight him in the early gens. I was introduced to him, I think actually, I hate to say this, but I think in World. Because
Same. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't really get far in the older gen to hit Azure Rathalos. Maybe in Generations, but I don't remember the fight because it's really just Rathalos. What is the difference with his fights?
I know in World he's a lot more he spams his flying a lot more, and he uses the where he'll be on the ground, he kind of flaps his wings. You get hit by the wind press, and then immediately fireballs you. I remember doing that a lot in World too. So I'm gonna say C tier or lower.
I know. I kind of want to put him in D. Tempted.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite worthy of D tier. So I'd say a C minus. The few times that I fought him, it's not great.
Yeah, D plus C minus, but yeah, I guess more than a D. It was a fun fight in World. All right, so Azure Rathalos on C. Claps in the chat. Okay, now we got Monster Hunter 2, and that brings us to Kushala Daora, the Explorer. I did not know. It's a he? I thought it was a she.
I don't know.
I think it's just because we call him Dora.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things. I think certain monsters you just kind of see as a female, others you see as a male. I know our buddy Erok definitely calls him a she.
I didn't know she was this early. Again, my first experience with them was World because, like I said, the other games were just always way too hard for me to ever explore.
Okay.
The high rank.
Yeah, I do remember fighting him in 4U.
Okay.
Or it might have been Generations, actually. But in 4th Gen, I do remember fighting him then. Was my first experience. And it was, I think, in some ways harder than World. Yeah. In World, I think he also it seems like he spams his tornadoes a lot more.
Because I definitely, once I went back to, GU, definitely experienced Kushala fights. I can't say, which one did you say that they spam a lot?
The tornado attacks?
Yeah. What gen were you just saying?
That was in World. It seemed like it did a lot more of those than in previous gen.
Yeah.
Another thing I don't like about him in World versus old gens is in the older gens, if you broke his horn, he no longer had that wind pressure aura about him.
Oh,
like it just got rid of that. But in World and Iceborne especially, the Arc Tempered Kushala Daora.
I never actually paid attention to that.
Oh, it was such a pain.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think in the 4th generation, for me with GU, much easier fight. Like there was definitely not as much tornado spamming. What did they come back in Rise?
I don't.
I don't remember.
He must, because they had Chameleos and they had Teostra.
Right. So Kushala.
So he must have been in there. Yeah.
Let us know in the chat. We don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I think C for me. Like
C
I don't
seems
look
pretty fair.
I don't look forward to this fight, but I don't hate it. Okay.
I'm sure there's going to be some people. Oh, I love Kushala. I love the way he fights everything. That's fine.
More power to you because because if you like Kushala, then you must have loved Behemoth because it's pretty much the same fight, but
oh man,
but Behemoth is just worse. All right, on to Tigrex, who came from Monster Hunter Freedom 2 or Portable 2nd. This was my first game. Monster Hunter Portable 3rd. I mean, 2nd. I don't know why I had that copy instead of Freedom 2, but yeah, this was the first time I realized, holy shit, I don't really know what this game is about, and it's kicking my ass. Because it's like one of those encounters where like pick up herbs or whatever the hell you're doing, and then Tigrex shows up, and you're like, oh my god, what do I? You try to fight it and immediately get carded, and then you put the game down for a couple of weeks and and then try again because you have no idea what this game's about. But I love Tigrex.
Same.
When he came back in World, your sister Panther, remember we were fighting Tigrex and we got disconnected, so she got stuck alone.
Yep.
With Tigrex, and I think that's the reason she hates Tigrex. But I love it.
It could be. Yeah. No, he's one of those monsters. He's tough, but he is very, very predictable.
Yeah, like really fast, and I used to hate it because of that. But you're right. Once you learn the tells, it's pretty obvious. Like either stay down or hop out of the way.
Yeah. He's got his charge attacks, which I absolutely love that he has.
Yeah.
And then he has the thing where he like throws stuff in the environment. It will affect you depending on what it is. So if it's rock, it'll stun you. If it's lava, it'll do fire damage, so on and so forth.
And if he's Scar from the Lion King, he'll Mufasa you.
Yes.
The story behind that is we were playing in Hoarfrost Reach.
Yeah.
There's that eastern part of the map that breaks off, and I was just happened to be standing there, and he did his little, like you said, he was using the environment to throw a piece of ice at me. But at that same time, the entire cliff collapsed, and I ended up on the bottom part of the half, and I was like, he just fucking Mufasa'd me. Like I gotta use my my trail rider and get back up to you guys because so I got Mufasa'd by that guy. I don't know, A or S. I'm leaning more towards S.
I'm saying S. He is his fight mechanics are absolutely amazing. Like I said, it's tough, but it's very fair as well.
Yeah.
Where he's very predictable. Once you get to know what he's gonna do, you can easily take him down.
Yeah. World made me love him too. Oh, it was Iceborne, right? He didn't come in World.
Yeah, Iceborne, correct.
Yeah, he came in Iceborne, and I was just like, I was so afraid of him at first.
Yeah.
But yeah, the more I fought him, the more I was able to predict him and predict his movements.
There is just one thing I want to correct you on. It's pronounced Tigrex, not T. I don't care.
No, it's not.
What
it's
World
Tigrex.
Says. It is
Tigrex.
always Tigrex because he's a tiger and a T-Rex put together.
Nope. It's a Spanish word for tiger. Tigrex.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Who else argues that? Bonnie?
Yeah, she says Tigrex. Yeah.
Yeah.
And German too.
Yeah, you're both wrong. All three of you. All right.
Or, as we affectionately know him, Mr. Chewy Bitems.
That's right, Chewy Bitems. And then now we have Monster Freedom Unite. I never got to the G rank stuff on this, so I had no idea that Nargacuga existed since then. I ran into Nargacuga in the 3rd gen, so now we got Nargacuga, who I also love. I guess Nargacuga exists because they wanted Tigrex again, but faster.
Yeah.
So it's literally the same skeleton. I just want to put him in S. I don't know if you agree with that.
I have to agree. Yeah, I think he's a little bit lower than Tigrex in in ranking in his fight only because he's slightly less predictable.
Yeah.
But it's a very fun fight nonetheless. I love that you can cut off the tip of his tail, and he's so quick and everything, and especially with his rage, I love the way his eyes glow and the way he moves around in the dark and everything. It's just, it's so much fun. So scary your first time.
Oh, yeah.
I think you know Malezra. We were playing Monster Hunter Rise together, and he was using a longsword. And so to kind of make his top build, he had to farm Nargacuga. And so I know that he hates Nargacuga. Absolutely does not like him. But that's because it was his first time playing. Understandably, it's not his sort of game. And I did sort of leave him hanging.
I do share the same, I guess, hate for Nargacuga as him, because in 3rd gen, shout out to Chubby, he helped me throughout all of 3U. He told me to farm Nargacuga because of the way I played. And I think I was playing Switch Axe at the time, but the way I moved and dodged, he encouraged me to get Nargacuga gear because of, I believe, evade distance and evade extender. Yeah, because he was like, you are terrible at dodging. so you need both these things because of the way you play. And I was like, okay. And I hated it, just farming it because of that. But now I'm like, bring it on. Please bring on the Nargacuga. All right, so S for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Next is, I'm also going to get corrected probably by you on how you pronounce this, but this is Lagiacrus from Monster Hunter Tri, 3rd generation. If we don't put him in S, we're going to get crucified.
We're going to get crucified then.
I might put him in A just because I hate underwater battles, but I love fighting him on land. What do you think?
So I never got to fight him in 3U. I have fought him. I'm not saying that. I never got to fight him underwater, so I don't have that experience, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I've only ever fought him on land.
It's a great fight on land.
It is, but it's not A fight, I don't think. I don't think it's A level. I think it's like B tier.
Oh my God.
I know.
And
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are going to absolutely, like you said, crucify me for that. I never really got it. Like, he's a fun fight. I enjoy him. He's a cool monster.
Yeah.
Like, it never really clicked for me for some reason. I don't know. So I would say like a high B I could go with. If you want to go with a low A, that's fine. But for me, he was never that good of a fight. It's fun, but it was never like super influential or like super memorial for me. Memorable, yeah. Yeah. Words are hard.
When you said it the second time, you knocked the word out of my head. I was like, oh, I don't know what it is. I will give him a low A just to meet you in the middle.
Okay.
You should experience the 3U fight. I think that's maybe what you need to experience, or even the portable third fight, because I think maybe the way they changed them in Generations might be why you don't like them.
It could be.
Yeah.
I got to fight him in 4U as well.
Oh, yeah.
But again, it was just on land, so.
Yeah, those underwater battles, like, I really struggled with them. I didn't really like them. But I do hope they bring it back if they could do it right. A lot of people really love them. I know German does. Yeah, I just hope that comes back. So please don't downvote this video to shit because of that. We love them. I love them.
Yeah.
I think Kriss just needs to get to know him better.
It could very well be. Like I said, I've never fought him underwater, so we'll see.
All right. Portable third. This is my favorite Monster Hunter game. Zinogre was introduced in this game. Zinogre, the good boy who won most favorite monster.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's an S. To me, he's an S. I don't know how much you fought him.
I fought him mostly in World, or Iceborne rather. I fought him a little bit in 4U as well.
Okay.
I'd say low S, high A. But I'm more willing to go S than A. Yeah. He's a good fight.
What was his deviant? The Thunderlord?
Thunderlord, yep.
Man.
Thunderlord he was a lot of fun.
What a fight. Yeah.
Very tough.
I think that one's better than the Stygian Zinogre.
Yeah.
But Thunderlord was dope. Did they bring that back for Rise, like the Apex?
It was just called Apex Zinogre. It was basically
because that's what all the basics are. They're just the deviants from GU.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't remember if they did bring him. I love the good boy. He's a good boy.
Yeah, he's good.
All right, and this is I think this is my favorite monster of all time, Brachydios. I am biased. We'll definitely put him in S. I don't know what you think.
Brachydios, I'd say high A.
I
will give him high A, yeah.
Okay.
Because he's another one of those. He's definitely a wall. He's a very unique mechanic for sure, because he's more of a boxer than anyone.
Yeah.
And the slime mold and everything. I don't know if you've heard about the lore behind that, where it's like a symbiote and everything like that. Yeah, that's slime mold. It uses his body to replicate his saliva specifically, and it like rests on his body. And there's like lore even involving like the what's his subspecies called, the big one?
Raging
Brachydios. Yeah. In that it's the slime mold that's on that is different than the ones that are on these, and that there's a whole theory set up, and I don't know if it's confirmed by Capcom or if they just let people come up with theories or what, but I've heard it as a theory that the slime mold that's on Raging Brachydios is even tougher than this slime mold, and that only certain Brachydios can handle that slime mold.
Okay.
The other ones it kills. So yeah, definitely high A at least. Awesome fight. Love the monster. Very good mechanics. He's one of those that teaches you there's a difference between when they're in their standard form and their rage form.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. So, and then it also teaches you the importance of breaking parts as well.
Yeah, I used to hate this fight because it was a big wall for me in Try. The way he swings around you like a boxer, he just like will flank you. I could not, because I was like, what was I? I was a Switch X main, and you're slow. So I was like, I can't deal with this guy. So I still continued with the Switch X all the way through, but I used to hate him, and now he's like one of my faves. When he got revealed in World, I lost my shit.
Oh man, yeah, with the Uragan, that was so good.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, it's him. As soon as I saw the slime, I was like, he's coming. He's coming. I was Leo DiCaprio running down the streets. Brachydios is here. All right, 4th gen. We did not get 4 in the States. Japan did, and they got Gore Magala, which I got another bias on here. I might put him on S again. Damn it.
I am very much putting the same because I also have a bias. I absolutely love Gore Magala. By far my favorite of all the monsters.
That's your favorite? Nice.
My favorite, yes. For You, like I said, was my first game I picked up.
Oh, okay.
And I remember when they revealed him, and he is, to this day, the only monster that is unclassified.
Oh.
Because even Shaguru Magala is classified in Elder Dragon. Gore Magala is the only one that is unclassified. And with the frenzy virus and everything, excellent fight. Oh my goodness, I cannot recommend it enough. If you've not fought Gore Magala, his fight is good in Rise. It's my favorite in For You or Generations, because the frenzy mechanics is just so good. I'm pretty sure they brought the frenzy mechanic back to Rise, right? Where if you get the virus, and you do enough damage, you get a buff to your attacks, and you get.
Learning that was so hard. I did not know what was happening.
I didn't either.
Like the timer would run out, and then what does it do to you? Like your defense goes down or something?
You get defense. I know you take extra damage from those attacks. Yeah. From his attacks. I don't know if it does anything else. I think it just does that.
So it's like Dragon, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That was, I was like, why sometimes do I get this symbol and other times I get this symbol? And once I noticed, like, oh, this symbol's good, this symbol bad. Yeah.
So you can also eat nullberries to slow down the progression. So if it's
I was packing nullberries, all the time.
Yeah. If it's coming up too quick and you haven't done enough damage, eat a nullberry. It'll knock that bar back down again. So absolutely S tier monster. Number 1 as far as I'm concerned, above anyone else. But I will accept S tier.
Yeah, fight us about it. Fight us. And then For You, this is the one we got in the States, or 4G as it's known in Japan. We got the Pinecone.
Yep.
Seregios. I called him Sergio.
I've heard people call him Steve.
What?
German and Bonnie call him Chicken. So I've heard a bunch of nicknames for him
because of his talents.
Yeah.
Does the Seregios have large talons?
I love his fight. He was as far as I know, he was the first one to introduce bleed.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right.
So I'm gonna say high A, low S.
High A, low S, really?
Yeah. He's such a unique monster. I love the way he fights. Because he's one of those, again, where his normal form, he's okay. He's pretty tough. He'll get you once or twice, but as soon as he goes enraged, he's tough to keep track of. Like, he's all over the place.
Yeah,
almost
true.
As much as Nargacuga. And then with his like tail attacks and everything, and the way he when he's flying and he swipes at you with his claws. Like, I just love it so much. Like, it's so much fun.
I didn't have too many fights with him. Obviously, I did in Gen U. I believe. So yeah, I didn't have too many encounters. He felt too, I mean, I do like that he introduced bleed.
Yeah.
But he just felt like another flying wyvern to me. I think he felt too similar to, what's the green one? From the Fated Four?
Oh, Astalos?
Yes, he felt too much like Astalos to me, and I had experienced Astalos before him, I think. And more often. So I think, for me, it's a B, so I think we can put him in A.
I can do that, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like him. I don't hate him.
Yeah.
But only because of my inexperience, I'll bring him down to A. Well, here comes another bias, maybe? Glavenus is an amazing fight in all the generations that I fought him. Again, another monster that I just used to hate. I couldn't figure him out. His tail is insanely long. It was like, dude, there were some arenas where he would do that 360-degree attack, and it just felt like he would hit me no matter where I was.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you are able to cut his tail off, I mean, not that it makes a difference. I don't ever feel like the hitboxes change after you cut off a monster's tail.
It doesn't, like, it because it's basically just a shard of it, basically, it seems like.
Yeah, especially Glavenus.
I don't think it actually shortens it much at all, if at all, so.
I really love him. I think either high A or S.
I can agree with that. Yeah, high A at least. Myself being a greatsword main for most of my gameplay, I appreciate that they gave a monster who essentially uses greatsword as his weapon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I love him. Hellblade Glavenus was absolutely a challenge, because I remember just regular Glavenus being a challenge too.
Yeah.
When I first fought him, and then you go to fight Hellblade the Deviant, and he is in another tier above.
I didn't get to fight that one.
Oh, okay. It's a good fight. It's not the best, so I could say A. I'd say A. Yeah.
Okay. I wish his subspecies and world was a little more interesting. I don't even really know what much of a difference there was. I mean, just acidic Glavenus, did he give you a different status or something?
He did defense down, I believe, if you got hit with its attacks.
Okay.
Also, he used his tail more like a longsword as opposed to greatsword, because it was a lot more like sweeping type attacks and
so he did that
reach.
more. He did that more than like the downward thrust.
Yeah.
There's Glavenus. Claps in the chat. Alrighty, so next one is Valstrax, who used to scare the ever-loving shit out of me.
Oh, man.
Because, yeah, it was just like, what is this thing? Why is this a fire jet with a face? What's happening?
Yeah.
But I like him. I wouldn't say I love him. I'm glad he came back in Rise. Was the Crimson one also in GU?
No, Crimson was only in Rise, yeah.
Okay. I honestly don't even know what the difference is between this one and the Crimson, so I wasn't too impressed with Crimson. And also,
I didn't notice much difference either.
Yeah, and also, I mean, Rise is one of those games where you're meant to feel OP, so it's really hard to judge any monsters in Rise well, because you can just kind of spank them, like even Gore Magala, like I was excited to see him, but then I just absolutely wailed on him, and I was like, oh, well, that's a bummer because I love this monster.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think of Valstrax?
This is probably going to ruffle some feathers. I think he's like a C tier fight.
Oh, goodness.
The only mechanic that really sticks out to me in his fight is the thing where he like shoots off, goes around, and slams into you again. Like that's really the only part of his fight that I really recognize as unique to him.
That's funny you say that, because that's the Nergigante dive bomb.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But other than that, he's just an Elder Dragon flying wyvern. Like it's nothing really special. And even that, like he only does it a few times in his fight. It's not like it's a regular thing,
I might have to agree with you, because like there's that, and then like the really long wing attacks.
Oh yeah,
the way he like stabs.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I have to agree. Sorry, everybody. That is a C for us.
As a monster, he's good. I don't
Great
have
design.
a problem with him. But yeah, the fight isn't. It's just I don't know. I've never looked forward to his fights, really. So
yeah, okay, that was kind of anticlimactic. It was sad. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
All right, next one we have the 5th generation Monster Hunter World Nergigante, which hot take. I don't think he should have been number 2, to be honest, in the vote, the overall vote in the world.
I agree with that. I think he's number 2 because a lot of people came in with World, as their first game. More often than not, the flagship of the first game you play is going to be your favorite monster. So I can see why, because World absolutely exploded in sales compared to previous generations obviously. So I can see why he was voted second. I don't necessarily agree either. So
yeah, and Ruiner Nergigante was meh, to be honest. It just felt like he just had a higher HP pool, to be honest.
That and his spikes when they
spikes.
harden were just that much harder to knock off.
Oddly enough, my wife and we encountered this together for the first time. And we first tried it. It was hard. I think we had to have at least carted twice, but we beat him. We actually did not super struggle with him. And anyways, overall, Nergigante, he's a B to me, to be honest.
That's fair. I can
what do
see
you
that.
think?
I would rate him as a B, maybe a high C. He has interesting mechanics. I like the fact that it kind of shows you when he's introduced how his spikes work and everything without explicitly telling you, like, if you knock these off, you get weak spots and stuff like that. One thing I appreciate about games is when they give you context clues. And his fight, when they introduce him in World, is absolutely context clues.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look at these spikes that are growing in. And then you hit them and they break off. And, oh, no, but they're going to regrow back. And if you wait to hit them too long, they get hard. And it's going to be hard to break off. And your weapon bounces. And so I'd say B tier is fair.
Yeah. Like, I like him. He's all right. I don't look forward to his fight at all.
Yeah. As far as I remember, other than farming him for parts or helping other people through his fight, I never really went back to him for anything. Like, I like this fight. Let's go do it real quick or anything like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, the dive bomb is really just Valstrax.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Nergi B tier. Now we're going to get to one that I despise.
Yeah.
I do not like Velkhana. I recently went back to play some Monster Hunter because I got the bug when we were talking about it. And to upgrade my ice charge blade, I need Velkhana parts, and I was like, fuck my life. I have a hard time with the tails. That stupid little tail stab is the bane of my existence. I know I just need to probably fight her more. Is it a girl?
I
Is it a
consider
female?
Velkhana her, yeah.
Sorry, not girl, woman. And I don't like the ice walls.
No. I don't. The thing I hate most about the ice walls is you cannot attack through it.
Yeah.
But Velkhana can.
Yes.
And I cannot stand that. And another thing you talked about with the tail stabs, it does not matter if you cut off the tail or not.
Yeah.
Because it just grows back in ice.
Like across the map, it's ridiculous.
Well, it is still, like, every time it puts on the ice armor, the tail grows right back. So it's like, what's your incentive for cutting off the tail other than the carve?
Right.
Like with so many monsters, especially in World. One example that I always look to that they changed in World that they didn't do in previous generations with Rathian.
Mm-hmm.
When she does her tail flips. In previous generations, you cut off her tail and she does a tail flip, she'll still poison you. Yeah. In World, because they were making it more realistic and everything, if you cut off her tail and she does a tail flip, it no longer poisons you.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. And yet, with a Velkhana, you cut off the tail. Nope, I'm just going to grow it right back again. Cool. What was the point of doing that then? So I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say F tier.
I agree. I was teasing there like, ooh, maybe D?
Yeah. No.
Maybe
F,
D? No, F.
Absolutely F tier.
Yeah. I also don't really like the design. It's very boring to me. Yeah, I don't know. And I think that's why I know I got some flack about Namiel because I was like, I didn't really need anything from Namiel. But one of the comments was like, what about the health augment? And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess. But both of them are the same skeleton. And again, Namiel, I feel was more beautiful for sure.
Oh,
with like the underwater patterns and everything. But the skeleton, I was like, this is just Velkhana again, and I just don't wanna.
Yeah. No, Namiel is definitely way better than Velkhana in my books.
I agree. Yeah, if Namiel was on this list, Namiel C, maybe B.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially with like the water stuff. It pretty much creates an entire floor full of like Baroth mud when the water comes up. So, alrighty. Now we're on to Rise with Magnamalo. I got my wife the amiibo for this thing, and it's still in the box, which is totally fine. I love Magnamalo, but not as much as I would like to love Magnamalo.
I can see that.
I'm glad that another Fanged Wyvern became the flagship again since Zinogre. Like
that's true, yeah.
Zinogre was the last one. So to me, high B, low A. I don't know about you.
I agree with that. I was gonna say high B myself, just because he's a good monster. I love him. He's got good moves, but again, not one of those that I like really looked forward to fighting. I love the fact that he's very much inspired by Samurai. You can tell that right away.
Oh yeah.
And when he goes enraged, his little like claw things come out, the little like swords on his arms.
Oh yeah.
I love that. Like, it's so good. And he uses those well in battle. His Hellfire thing, I was never a fan of, or whatever that's called.
It's just blast.
Yeah.
Right? I
Like,
expected
never-
more, especially
that
since
I
it was
ne-
purple. I was like, is this Frenzy? Like, are they bringing Frenzy back?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just blast.
Yeah. So I'd say B tier.
Yeah.
Because again, he's good, not great, but he's definitely above average. I think there are definitely ways they could have made him better had they removed the Hellfire and made him more of a just all-out brawler.
Yeah, maybe,
similar
yeah.
to like Brachydios. That would have been perfect.
Yeah, and he just felt easy. Even G rank, we're gonna call it G rank. We're never gonna call it Master rank, guys. I don't care what Capcom says. It's G rank. Yeah, even G rank Magnamalo. Was there a subspecies? No, right?
No, he had the
The infection, right?
there was a one for G rank that I can't remember what it's called now.
But he
was
has
Hellfire.
He does
I
have
don't know.
the infection though, right?
Yeah.
I need to go back to Rise because
The Curio one, yeah. I love that he uses tail as a spear and everything, and then obviously his arms were swords. I think they should have just dived into more of that as opposed to giving him the blast. Yeah, I think it would have been better then.
All right, so that brings us to the last one in Sunbreak, Malzeno. This one I was bored on. I was actually bored fighting this monster. Yeah.
Okay.
Did he transfer that infection to you that he had?
I don't remember myself either. It's been so long since I played Rise.
Yeah, and I didn't get to play the primordial one, so that fight might be it might be amazing. But for me, C average for me.
Okay.
I think his skeleton is also the same as Velkhana and Namiel, actually.
It is. It's very similar. For me, I'd rank it as a B, I think, just because I think he does, and you mentioned it with Velkhana where he does that thing where he like stretches out his wing to attack.
Oh, yeah.
I think he does that in a better way.
Oh, you mean Valstrax?
Yeah, Valstrax, yeah. I think Valstrax does that better than... No, Velkhana, yeah. Because Velkhana has that attack where he like stretches out his wing to attack, right?
I know Valstrax does.
Not Velkhana, Valstrax, I'm sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Too many V's. Gosh.
I was going to say, does Velkhana also have one?
No, yeah. Valstrax has that attack where he stretches out his wing. I prefer the one that Malzeno does.
Okay.
It's, for some reason, it fits better, in my opinion.
Okay.
So
I do like the theme, like the vampire theme.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one? The wolf?
There was the werewolf that was, oh my gosh, what was his name?
I think that I didn't like that one.
And then the Garen Golem.
Which was Frankenstein.
Yeah, I love Garen Golem. He was so good. One of my favorites.
So yeah, I'll agree with you, B. Just because the design really draws me in. But the fight, I think, I don't know. Even like when the demo came out, I was kind of like, are we supposed to be beating him this easily? Because it didn't take us that long to kind of like slap him around. Like at first it was like, oh, what do we do? Like this is hard. You know, with his. Was he like teleporting and stuff?
Yeah, I was gonna just bring that up. I was like, I can appreciate the fact that he like teleports short distances. Like, I love that he does that.
Okay, well, it looks like we might piss somebody off with the Velkhana vote there. I actually didn't expect so many to be that high. I didn't know how much you really liked these flagships. I was surprised with Seregio. This is why I call him Sergio, because
Seregios, yeah.
But yeah, with Sergio, I was like, okay, kind of surprised. But you're right, he does have some good mechanics, and I feel like I just need to go back and fight him again. And he did come out in Rise, right?
Yes, he was in Rise. Yep.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I did enjoy him in Rise.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I was like, okay, bring him up from B to A. But there you go, guys. Destroy us below. Also, give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, please. And let us know if you would rank them differently, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to save this template online, and I'll link it in the description below. So if you want to make your own tier list, and I'm interested. I want to know people's reasoning who absolutely love Velkhana. You know, like why should we love it? Because we hate it so much. Like there's gotta be somebody out there who loves it. And same thing with the ones that we're totally biased with, you know. Save the picture, hit us with it. On every social media, I am Noise1TTV. The number 1 is spelled out, so Noise, ONE, TTV, at me, bros. I don't mind criticism and opinions, so
Yeah.
Let me know what you guys think. Kriss, do you want to share any socials or anything?
I mean, I don't really have any socials, and so I don't know. I'll have to get those set up.
Okay.
But yeah.
If not, yeah, just hit him up in the comments. He is actively on the comments there. Let us know. I hope you guys like the video. Don't hate us too much for this.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. All right, guys, subscribe, comment,
subscribe. Yeah, all that.
Yeah, we'll have the links below for other videos that we do. We're gonna have a couple more Monster Hunter videos coming out since it is their 20th anniversary month. But we love Monster Hunter, so this gives us an excuse to talk about it. Check out the other videos, podcasts. Right now we're playing Metal Gear Solid, but we're going to play through the entire series if you guys want to check that out. And then we also do movie commentary, and we did a Monster Hunter movie commentary. Yes, we endured through that for you guys. So reward us for our troubles. All right, I was Noise One.
And I'm Damn It Kriss.
And we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
See you later.